Hello, everyone, and welcome to this pick a card reading. So, today I'm going to be doing a really nice look, an in depth look into who your soulmate is, kind of looking at the one or your soulmate or your twin flame, because everyone's sort of different or has a different understanding of it. So, I just wanted to keep it general, but your divine counterpart, the one, we're going to look into that. And I'm really excited. I think love readings are super special. So I'll also let you know that I have just recently released a new light language healing tape. It is called Union Within, and it's a really beautiful tape that works with both the masculine and the feminine energies to bring an inner unity, sort of an integration, a wholeness, and it's also a really deep self-love tape. So I really channeled it, with the intention of bringing through codes of self-love, self-respect, self-appreciation, self-worth, things like this. So if that resonates with you, or if you would like to in general check out some of my work, I'll link my store in the description box below. And thank you so much for supporting me and my work, and I'll see you for your reading. Hello, Group 1. So you chose Peacekeeper. Harmonious resolution is possible for who is your soulmate. And this card I actually chose with the intention that they represent who your soulmate actually is. And I'm going to pull I pulled this card with the intention of it representing who your soulmate actually is. And I'm also going to pull some astro dice as well. And we're going to look into the question of who is your soulmate, or who is the one. I'm just going to say soulmate because it's easier to just use one phrase, but like, who is the one in this life, for those of you who resonate with that, who is your person? Let's find out. Oh, we have Mercury. Wow, really interesting. We have Mercury 11th house in Virgo. So, man, your soulmate is very intelligent, very wise, very deep thinker. Also has some level of psychic abilities, has some level of like a deeper communication with the divine. I feel like your soulmate is someone who had to play a role of a peacekeeper in life in their early years, in their formative years. Like they had to kind of keep the peace or be kind of a therapist or a healer to others in a way. They were called upon that from a really young age, or they were a carer of someone from a really young age. Like they're giving me kind of old beyond their time, like wise beyond their years, an old soul, or someone who had to grow up fast in some way, in some respect, or there was a lot of responsibility on them from a young age. They have kind of a seriousness to them in a way. There is a slight seriousness, and I feel like maybe you're meant to help balance them out, and get them more into a playful side. Like I do feel like they get quite playful when they're with you, but they do have a very deep energy. Like they have a deep river within, they have like a deep world inside of themselves. And I think that the way that they feel about you is that they can be 100% authentic with you. They feel like I can completely communicate with you and tell you anything that I think or anything that I feel. And I know that you won't judge me, or it's a safe space, There's some understanding that they are safe to be themselves with you. And this is something that they really value because it's not something that they have necessarily had just from anyone in their life or from everyone in their life. It's been something that they have struggled to experience, a feeling of freedom within relationships around self-expression of like, oh, I can really just say whatever I want to this person. They don't feel that way. They're very measured in what they say. They're very intelligent in what they say. They're very smart about what they say. And they also have learned that a lot of people are just not worth saying anything to. A lot of people, it's better to just keep the peace or to shut your mouth kind of thing. That's something they've learned. And I think they're a little bit wounded. Like we all have wounds that we kind of choose to experience, if you know what I mean, just through our astrology. You can see it written in the birth chart. You can see it whatever, in our karma, in our ancestry, whatever. But this person definitely has wounds around throat chakra, communication, expression, and feeling seen, feeling heard, and feeling valued in their wisdom. Like this person really needs to be valued in their wisdom because they are wise and they deserve that. And that is something that you offer them, but it's so effortless for you because you're like, well, of course I value for your wisdom. Like what you have to say is really important. But that's really a big deal for them. They really appreciate that you can do that for them and that you hold a space of non-judgment where they can really be themselves and they can really let go and maybe be like a lot more playful with you than I think they are with anyone else. Like I feel like they show you their playful side in a way that no one else would see, or like it was rare to see this playful side of them, but they really let go around you. They really enjoy the freedom they feel around you. They really feel free around you. They feel like, you know what, I can be myself and be silly and be provocative and be whatever. And it's all okay. And I think that for some reason they grew up in a way where they were told like this, like being yourself or being provocative or being, I don't know, this way is not okay. It's too much. You can't be this way. Maybe they grew up in a conservative household or something was very oppressive around their childhood in some kind of way where they did not feel like they could just be themselves and laugh and play and yeah. This person's very concerned for the whole, like the humanity, new earth energy I feel from this person with the 11th house there. I think they're here for the new earth, for a mission, a purpose to do with the new earth, to bring through the new earth energies. And because of that, I feel that they have not resonated with old earth. That's something that you both will probably really resonate with on each other, about each other. Is like, oh my gosh, old earth is so not me, you know? And I feel like you're both really, really tailored towards the new earth. This is the energy that you're meant to bring in. And that's been quite a wild ride to kind of straddle that in duality, like straddle the old earth and the new earth frequencies because they're both still here, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like you both will have a very spiritual energy about you when you meet. Like you'll both have a lot of spiritual beliefs already activated in yourselves, or a lot of, I don't know, maybe for some of you like psychic abilities activated in yourselves, things like this. You've had a lot of experiences to share with one another. And I think that one thing about this relationship would be the openness and the communication, the amount that you both share with one another. I think you're going to really love that. I think this person is very peaceful. They are very gentle. I feel they're a very gentle energy. They're very kind and soulful and soft and pretty easy to fall in love with, I have to say. Like their energy is quite, I don't know, blissful and soft and gentle. And it's very lovely. It's like a warm place to be. Like you're going to feel very comforted about this person, like around this person and in general with this person. They're very comforting kind of energy, but they are sometimes self-sacrificing. I think they can sometimes put the needs of others above themselves to the point where I think that you're going to sometimes tell them not to do that. Like, no, that you should take this for yourself or put yourself first here. But they're so willing to self-sacrifice. It's not even a question. It's just like, of course, you know? So they're very giving, they're very honoring, but they're also very, I think, particular about who they're in relationship with. They might be a bit picky because they just really get drained easily by people and they feel like, you know, I'm not going to spend my time around someone who I can't be 100% authentic with. And they're a very unique person because they're very coded for the future. Like they give me a futuristic kind of energy. And I feel like with the Mercury sign there and the Virgo in the 11th house, they haven't found a lot of people that they resonate with. They haven't found their community yet, or they haven't found them when they meet you at least. And it might be something that you develop together, because you're one of the first experiences they've had of like really feeling free in a relationship and really feeling free to express the self, like express yourself freely and without any feelings like this person won't understand, I have to censor myself, or because both of you I feel like come from the future. You're both very like futuristic, and a lot of the people, there's a lot of resistance to futuristic energy, right, from the collective consciousness, because it's like pushing the boundaries and it's whatever. It's pushing people's brains, it's opening people's minds. That's the kind of energy you both have. And so I think you're going to love being around each other because you already have that influence kind of on the world. Like you already kind of open people's minds, but then when you get together, it's like you both really open each other's minds in a really inspiring way. And you both learn a lot from each other. And I think that's part of a deep value and respect you'll have within your relationship, is that you both learn a lot from one another. You're like, yeah, I really learned from this person. You both kind of have a teaching spirit. When you love someone, you're like, I want to teach you this thing. I want to like bring you into my little arms and teach you how to fly. It's really kind and loving. And I think it's funny, you both have it. You're like, let me teach you everything I know. And it's like it's like a form of a love language. That's what I'm getting. It's really sweet. It's like, that's your love language. Let me teach you. Let me show you what I know. Because I think that you both really value that. Like you really value education, or you really value intelligence of the mind, or like coming up with new ideas, like expanding consciousness. Like you're both very consciousness expanding kind of individuals. So you really enjoy, yeah, learning from one another. That's a really big part of your relationship, is communication, learning, sharing, and being really, really, really vulnerable and really honest with one another. I feel like this is the kind of relationship where you tell each other a lot of things, or everything, or at least, you know, as much as you can kind of convey to another person. I feel like you're very wanting to share. You really want to share with one another what's been going on for you, what's going on in your life. I feel like communication is something that you're both going to really love about this relationship, but you also like learn a lot through your discussions with one another or through sharing. Yeah, it's really deep. You share a lot of things with one another. And I think that the feeling you have around being able to be open and vulnerable is part of why you both fall in love with each other. Because it's a feeling that feels like home, and it's like a gentleness and a softness, a peacefulness as well. Like there's just peacefulness around this relationship. I feel like this person may not argue very often, or I don't know, they want to learn about communication so that there aren't arguments and disagreements. Like I feel like this person maybe feels like idealistic about what relationships can be like, and if communication can be mindful, then maybe there doesn't need to be miscommunication and misunderstandings, which is usually the root of all arguments, or not feeling seen or heard and stuff is the root of arguments and things like this. All right, so let's get one card, okay, from this Angel's Ancestors Oracle cards to represent you in the relationship. So we're going to look at you now and see who are you in this relationship, okay? Oh my gosh, you're kidding. I love it. Oh, and look, back of the deck, we have the High Priestess. We gotta honor her as well. Look at this. Look at you both. My gosh, this is going to be a magical relationship, okay? We've got all the divine feminines on the board. Of course, this is nothing really about gender, but we're talking about energy. And this divine feminine energy feels so good. It feels great. It feels really good, okay? So, who are you in the relationship? My goodness me. You are the earth, mother, goddess, feel loved and comforted. So, this is such a beautiful relationship energy that you're having. There's going to be a lot of a psychic connection between you both with this High Priestess card. I feel like you could have telepathy, you could have mind reading, you could have, you know, that thing when you just say the same thing at the same time? Oh, you think of the same thing at the same time? There could be, you know, just really reading each other's body language. So that's like almost like another language. There's something really sweet about this psychic connection. And I feel like it's rare that you really, I don't know, are so in tune with someone that you really have this, but I feel like you just, yeah, you just really have this with this person. There's going to be an instant connection when you meet. 100%. Okay. I feel like this person's more nervous than this person. To you, to them. Okay. So keep in mind as well, sometimes things are flipped, and like the way that the messages come through, it's like, oh, but that sounds more like me, or that sounds more like them. You know, just apply it how it makes sense. But I feel like they're going to feel like you're very grounded, very like in your natural beauty when they meet you for the first time. They're going to really remember that time they first met you, and like the way that your beauty really struck them is something about your beauty. Like you just, I don't know, were bare feet, or you had your hair down, or you weren't wearing makeup, or I don't know, there's something about you were in the garden. Like there's something you were doing, or some energy you had where you looked really natural and you looked really beautiful in a really natural way, or you were really connected to the earth or grounding in some way. And when they met you, I think they felt more grounded, or you felt more grounded when you met them. It's a very grounding, loving energy, but you had an instant connection. There was an instant acknowledgement of like, this person feels different in the energy field than other people that we've met. And this person, like, you both felt that, but this person in particular was like almost looking for you. I feel like your soulmate was looking for you, or maybe vice versa as well. But wow. Yeah, you're going to feel really grounded around this person. They're going to feel really grounded around you. You're going to feel safe instantly to just communicate and to just be exactly who you are. I don't think that I feel like both of you just feel instantly okay to be authentic and be like, yeah, this is who I am. This is what I like. This is what I do. This is what what I'm about. It's really nice. It's very open, really communicative. Okay, so let's get some more cards. We're going to switch to this Avalon Oracle. Okay, so let's see them in the relationships. For what do we want them to know about them in the relationship? Death. And for you in the relationship, okay, the Owl. So for some of you, like this person that is your soulmate, they may have faced some kind of tragedy in their life before they meet you. They may have dealt with some kind of grief from loss, or they've gone through something that they've seen something, or they've gone through something that really did make them feel a bit somber kind of energy. Like, remember how I was saying their energy is a little bit serious? They've had to go through a lot of cycles of death and transformation, but I think that's something that you yourself understand already, and you're actually really good at doing that and really good at going through that. I think that's part of why this person really drawn to you as well, is because they know that you're like have gone through a lot in life too, and have a depth of understanding where that you can hold space for them and hold their story. Maybe a lot of people didn't see this person, or didn't believe them, didn't understand them, didn't believe in them. Feeling like a lot of people really neglected this soulmate person of yours, like they just really didn't believe in them. And they really felt isolated from their community, like struggled to make really good friends, struggled to meet the right kind of soul family, people that they really resonated and clicked with. And that's why they stayed, I feel like, silent a lot in relationship. They're just like not really bothering to really share who they are, because they know that this person isn't on their level or can't handle it or something. Whereas as soon as they meet you, they're like, oh, I can be myself. I can share what I really think. And they really enjoyed the fact that you can see through deception as well. Like, they felt a real safety with you, because they feel like they could call out, like, the energy of like, if you call out something that's like toxic or abusive, some people will be like, oh yeah, I agree, I can see that. Or some people would be like, oh no, that person's fine, or just be nice, or let's not talk about that. That's what I kind of think about when I think of if people are safe, or if they're half safe. Like, because sometimes people are really nice to be around, but then they won't listen to you if you like come forward about an abuse story or something like this. Like, it's just an example I'm trying to think of. And then it's like, oh, you don't really, like, they're not willing to call out the evil of the world, or like the toxicity of things. And they're just like, no, everything's fine. Just be nice to everyone. It's all nice. And it's like, sometimes we got to go beyond nice. We got to just get to what's really going on. And that's the kind of energy I feel like you have. It's like you have this owl energy where you're willing to see through deception, and you're willing to call it out, and you have the wisdom to actually see it. You don't want to like pull the wool over your eyes and be like, everything's fine, I'm not going to look at this. Like, you look into corruption, or you understand about, I don't know, the truth of things. And I feel like this is something this person is like, oh my gosh, finally, like a breath of fresh air. I finally found someone who I can talk about this with. Or you both had that when you met, where you both were like, oh, I can finally like talk about this really taboo subject with this person, and they're going to understand me and they're not going to think I'm crazy. So that's something you both instantly recognized in each other. I really feel like this soulmate of yours finds you very beautiful, like very attractive, like the perfect type. Like, if someone has a type or something, of what they find attractive, whatever, you are exactly that. You are exactly their type, like 110%. Yeah, I feel like this relationship gives you both a real beautiful chance to heal and grow, and come into a really deep like honest and authentic self-expression, and to really talk and bounce ideas off of each other. You both are brilliant. You both have brilliant minds, and you both respect that in each other. You're both really good with writing or words. Communication is both of your strong points, and therefore you just have a very rich communication kind of life together. There is something about the High Priestess kind of watching over your reading there. I feel like that you are going to have a divine feminine kind of overarching theme to your relationship, like where I feel like both of you nurture the feminine in one another, so that the feminine is really honored in this relationship. It's really honored in your life together, in the life you build together. And I feel that's a really unique energy, because this world, there's a lot of masculine kind of dominance in the modern times. And so living more in touch with the feminine, like this could mean that you're very alternative people. I feel like there's something here about you're more alternative. You go against the mainstream, and you might choose to live in very alternative ways, in ways that other people may not understand, or may not even know how it's possible. Like, how do you manage to do this? How do you manage to have this lifestyle? I feel like a lot of people find you very inspiring, but also find you very out of reach. They find you very hard to, like, you do a lot of things that people think are out of reach together. Like, I don't know, you might achieve something really amazing. Like, you build your own home, or you, I don't know, travel around in a van, or you do something that people are like, wow, this is really inspiring, like a very alternative way of living, or a very alternative way of being or believing. You're on the fringes somehow of society, but that you make the outsider seem cool. Okay, that's the energy I'm getting, where it's like you bring energy to the outside of the mainstream, but then you make it cool. Because that's how I'm seeing people perceiving your relationship together is like, oh, that's an alternative couple. They seem really cool. I feel inspired by them. There's something about how you foster the feminine. It makes you very magnetic. It makes people feel inspired by you. Whereas, sometimes people who are on the outside of the mainstream are just considered like losers or I don't know, like that kind of negative way. I'm seeing that you both accept it's sort of like a mindset thing. It's like you both accept that you are outside of the norm and therefore you like that about yourselves, you like that about each other, you like that about your friends or your community. And you have this sort of likability because of that. Even people who are totally against your walk of life or beliefs or whatever, they kind of still intrigued and have like a bit of an interest in energy because you hold a strong frequency, both of you together. It's like a very strong, it's sort of like of integrity, of nobility, of being kind of on the side of justice. Like maybe you both have a very strong belief system, you have some kind of like social justice or animal rights or something, you hold it really strong in your heart. And I think that people, like I said, even if they don't technically agree with you, they kind of have some level of respect though for the energy that you both hold. And you both strengthen this in each other. Definitely power couple vibes. Definitely people would look at you both and think, oh my God, these people are meant to be together. They're obviously meant to be together. They're so perfect for each other. That kind of thing is the energy you, as a couple you give off of like, oh my God, these people are perfect for each other. Like, and I'm seeing actually your relationship could generate some jealousy actually as well. Just because people feel like, oh, what they have seems so good. I wish I had that for myself. Like it's like an envy, a bit of jealousy, because they just feel like you're made for each other, and you just do seem really happy together. And you both have a sense of like, you really don't look outside of the relationship for anything. Like you're not trying to find other, like, there's no shadiness around that stuff. Like neither of you would ever cheat on each other kind of thing. And you just know that implicitly. And there's just like trust of like, yeah, I just know that you wouldn't do that. There's that kind of thing. And that's what people as well get jealous about because sometimes like, I don't know, there's just some weird psychology where sometimes people, if someone's in a relationship, they want to like see if they can get their partner to like get interested in them. So they get some kind of sense of approval. I listened to a podcast about it one time. Um, anyway, I'm seeing like people like that get really triggered because they can't get you or your partner to like give them the kind of energy they want of like proving that like, oh yeah, you would cheat on them or you're checking me out or something. I don't know. This is so low vibe and drama filled, but that's just what I was getting. That's why you trigger people basically as a couple, because you don't look outside of the relationship. You don't look outside. You don't disrespect each other. And it's almost like people keep trying to prove you wrong, like trying to prove like, oh, you should get down from your high horse. Sorry, I'm just channeling these haters, but this is what spirit wants you to know. We got to look at both sides. We're in duality, but these are your haters. They hate you because you have something they want and they're like so mad. Yeah, they're just trying to like prove that maybe you could go against your integrity. Like, oh, you're not so as good as you think you are. Like maybe some people think they get insecure. They think you guys have a superiority complex a little bit because you are very intelligent, very, I don't know, something about your intelligence, your mind, your consciousness, which is kind of intimidating to people. And I don't know, people think like, oh, surely you don't always like, I don't know, do the right thing. But I feel like you both have a really strong sense of justice. I feel like you really do the right thing all the time. Like you just do have a really strong integrity. People get bothered by that. They get triggered by that because I don't know, I guess some people believe in like a negative world. Some people want to believe in that and they don't want to believe that there is good in the world because then it makes them have to look at themselves and be like, well, maybe I should be good. It's sort of like that. People like that where they're like, oh, everyone's evil deep down. And then they're like, wait, you guys aren't evil deep down? What does that say about me? It's that kind of thing. But yeah, you guys just have like your relationship just has a real goodness, like a wholesomeness. I think people, if they met you, they would be like, wow, these are really good people. And maybe you're doing something to show that as well. Or maybe it's just the energy that you hold and the presence you give people. Like you definitely treat everyone with respect. And I think in a way you're both open to learn from anyone. Like you'd hear advice from anyone or you'd hear a teaching from, like you learn from anyone. You learn from the world. You learn from people and people respect that because people like to feel like they are important and that someone would listen to them and learn from them. That makes someone feel really special and really valued. And I think that you both have this way about you both where you just do that naturally to everyone. You like listen to them and you really take on what they say. And people are like so used to having to like shout in the world to be heard. And then when they just feel this around you, it's like, yeah, it's kind of really charming. They're like, oh, wow, this person's really listening to me. That's so sweet. Yeah, I feel like you really charm people as a couple. Like you're very charming. Um, you also might be a same-sex couple, two females or two males or something, because we have the feminine coming through, but it doesn't have to be, of course. But there is a real honoring of the feminine in your relationship, which is really powerful because it brings through some spark of magic into your life where you are manifesting things that you would not usually, like that other people find mind blowing that you can manifest that. Like you're going to be manifesting things together as a couple that people think is mind blowing. They're like, how? How did you do that? How did you manage to do that? That was amazing. Okay, that is your reading for who is your soulmate and your relationship together. If you would like more of these kinds of readings, let me know in the comments down below because I really love tuning in with this kind of energy. So yeah, let me know. If this reading resonated with you and you would like to check out more of my work, I do have a store that I will link down below. I have just released a new light language energy healing called Union Within, which is a beautiful balancing and union and merging of our masculine, feminine energies. And it can be really great as well to work with in relationship and within our own kind of union to bring in manifesting love as well. So yeah, I'll link that down below and you can read more about it, see if it's right for you. And I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care. Hello group 2 and welcome to your reading. So you chose the spring card, see your seeds grow. So your soulmate to you is going to be like a lucky charm and you are going to be their lucky charm. I feel like when you come into each other's lives, there's something about the fertility, like a springtime, seeing all of this abundance, harvest happening. You're going to think, wow, this person is my lucky charm. You're both going to think that about each other. But this person, this soulmate of yours, they're very energetic. It's kind of like, I feel like they're very energetic. They're very enthusiastic. They're very sort of like pure hearted. Like they have a pure energy of goodness inside of them. And they're also really abundant. I feel like this person could have the ability to make a lot of money or they already are very abundant in their life. Like they're really good they're kind of really magnetic. They might win a lot of things. They could win a lottery. They kind of have a winning energy. Like if everyone entered some raffle or something, they would always win it. And they kind of have this natural, like unassuming energy, but the universe just always blesses them and gives them. Like they're very humble. They've got a lot of humility. And it's almost like because of that, the universe is just so kind and favorable to this person. I feel like this person has, I don't know, like this very eternally optimistic kind of outlook on life. Like they're really positive people naturally. And it's very authentic. Like it doesn't feel like fake positivity or anything. It's very authentic and they just kind of like really relentless in the way that they see the good in the world. No matter how many things they've gone through in life or what they've been through, they still keep an open heart. They still are able to love again, you know? And I feel like maybe this person helps you a little bit with opening your heart more to life and like feeling more of the exuberance of life and the love of life, the love of people and things like this. Like I feel like this person really likes talking with people. They might be very extroverted in certain ways, or they're just really good at talking with people. They would talk maybe with anyone and kind of like to hear this person's story or like know what they've been through. And then, I don't know, they kind of really see the good in people. Sometimes maybe a little bit naive at times. They may have kind of suffered from trusting the wrong person and maybe not seeing the badness in people. But I don't feel them to be completely naive or anything. They have a still and wisdom and an intelligence to them. They can see through deception, to some extent. But it's just that they have a relentless positive personality. And yeah, they just don't hold grudges. They don't hold grudges very easily. This person's very unique. They're the kind of person that you kind of can't help but just really like. I feel like they would be universally loved. Like it's just that kind of person that no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, they'll make you feel kind of seen and heard and somehow like you somehow belong. Like they're really good at making people feel like they belong. And they do this really effortlessly and naturally. They're a really good people person. They're really skilled. Like they are really, really charming and likable. And they have kind of like a golden energy to them. Maybe they're really tanned. I don't know. I'm seeing them on a beach for some reason. I'm seeing kind of like a beachy person. You might meet them on the beach. They might be a surf lifesaver for some of you. I know that's really specific, but that's what I'm being shown. But they have a really laid back kind of like, yeah, almost like a surfer kind of attitude. I don't know. Some of them might be surfers. There's sort of that kind of energy to them. They seem to spend a lot of time in the sun. Okay. I definitely think that they spend a lot of time in the sun. So maybe their job or their like hobby, like surfing, or they're an athlete. I don't know. They really enjoy being outside and like doing things and moving their body. They definitely are the kind of person that you kind of just can't help but feel better when you're around them. And it's not anything they necessarily do. It's just like being in their energy field. You just end up feeling kind of better. You're like, I feel better. I feel more optimistic. I feel more hopeful. I feel more appreciation for my life and for myself. So they have a really positive influence on like everyone in their life. And they're really laid back about it. They're really chill about it. They're not like trying to be anything. They just are who they are. They're very authentic. They're very like, what's the word? Truthful. Like they're a bit blunt, and they also will tell you exactly what they think, but they do it from love. They're never doing it to be mean or bullying or anything. They're just genuinely being like, this is what I think. And I think that they're quite honest in that way, sometimes shockingly honest, but they also kind of don't like ever being held back. They don't like being caged in. They don't like being told, oh, this is the box. You have to fit into this box. You can't do anything else. They're naturally very rebellious. I think they've naturally sort of lived a life where they've done, I don't know, things gone against the grain in some way. They might have like dropped out of school, or I don't know. They seem very alternative. Like I'm getting someone who maybe like just doesn't really follow by the mainstream rules, but is really, really successful. Like this person could easily be really, really rich. And I feel like something about you could also inspire them a lot. I feel like you really help ground them and center them and inspire them to kind of like take their skills further. They could really go far in life, but they're really humble. And I think you're more career oriented, or you're more like driven in some way where you can help show them how to use their potential. Something about your relationship, you help them to see their own potential and how to like fully step into it. Because I feel like this person, your soulmate, they're very like, they could be very much an athlete. Like I feel like they could easily be an athlete because they have they have a hands-on job in some way for some of them. They have a real like need to be embodied in the world. They have a really strong sacral chakra. I could see them living by water in some way or doing water sports of some kind, surfing, boating, sailing, yachting, canoeing, kayaking, swimming. There's something really athletic about this person, and they need to be moving. They need to be like doing something challenging or disciplined. They're very physically oriented. I just hit my phone. They're very physically oriented and quite like sensual, you know what I mean? All right, let's get another card. We're going to get a card that represents you in this relationship with the one. It's really you in this relationship. My gosh. Star ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Okay, and we're going to also pull some astro dice as well to see what's going on in the energy of this relationship. All right, we have the South Node in Cancer in the first house. Yeah, the first house. That's both of you like becoming who you are meant to be. Something about your energy together, like you both become more successful from being in a relationship and from meeting each other. You both become like step into more of your destiny paths. You step into more of your leadership, into more power or responsibility. It's like the universe naturally gives you some kind of responsibility. It gives you some kind of power. Some of you, this could be parenting. You become parents together. There's something like you both really step into some level of responsibility of leadership. And really, this is your destiny. Like if you were to become parents with this person, it would be your destiny to do that. As in have a baby with them. I don't know why I said it like that. But yeah, so this is destined. Definitely this person coming into your life is destined with the South Node. This is not your first like time to meeting each other. This is not your first lifetime together. This is not your first soul contract together. Like you are partners. You know each other very well. And you have an instant attraction when you meet each other because it's like, oh my God, there you are. You're the one I'm here to dance with in this lifetime. You know what I mean? And it's a really special bond. I feel like you have some way where you like help this person to set their sights higher, or maybe vice versa, both of you, like you both see more potential in each other or something than you were seeing in yourself. And then this relationship gives you some kind of like, I don't know, energy shift inside of yourself where you start asking more of life, demanding more from life, and actually getting better results from your life. I feel like you could easily sort of have a lot of money to spend together as a couple. That's the kind of energy I'm getting from this relationship, is like quite affluent, quite rich, quite having a lot of resources available to you both. And enjoying that, enjoying the luxuries, I suppose, of life. You seem a lot more intellectual than your person, or intelligent. Like, I don't want to say intelligent because you're both intelligent. I don't think that's the right way of saying it, right? But you seem a little bit more intellectual. Maybe you read more books, or you study things, or you, I don't know, have a different academic background. This person, your soulmate, feels more like embodied. Like, they doesn't mean they're a female or male or anything like that. It's just like they're more embodied. They do more with their bodies. Maybe they do yoga, or like I said, they're an athlete. There's something like they need to train a lot. Whereas I feel like you could read a lot or something. Like, there's a difference in the energy is what I'm trying to say. Take it, like, it doesn't have to be those specific examples, but it's like maybe they're an athlete, or they're a surfer and they surf for many hours a day, or they run marathons or something. Whereas you feel more, I don't know, less in the body somehow, and more in the mind. But that's how you're meant to be. Like, you're meant to be like that. Like, maybe you're an artist of some kind. Like, you create, you could sit and paint for 6 hours at a time or something. Like, there's something more in the, it's like, when I say mind, it doesn't have to be like the mental body, but it's, when you visualize a painting, maybe you have a vision of a painting before you go and paint it. That's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, it's more conceptual. It's more like imagery or third eye kind of visions, journeying, astral energies. Whereas this person feels like really grounded. Like, I just keep seeing them in water, like swimming in the ocean, like living, having, like just being kind of a bit of a free spirit as well. They feel more free spirited. And you could be a very beautiful artist, actually. I could definitely see that. Because you have a stillness energy in you where you're able to like journey within. Yeah, you're really able to journey within and go places. I feel like this relationship, both of you want to travel. You both will travel in some way. Yeah, and then the Cancer energy there could be some kind of ocean or body of water somehow related to this relationship or to your person or you in some way. Like, I could definitely see you both living by the beach or some lake or something. I think that would actually, if you can make that happen, like, well, you can make anything happen. So I would say make that happen. I would say like move somewhere near a body of water. It's going to improve your relationship amazingly. Um, yeah. Okay, so let's get some more cards for you, okay? So I'm going to pull one for your person and then one for you, just to, again, get the energy of this relationship. Who is this person in this relationship, Spirit? Wow. The bee as well. It's really interesting because it's similar colors with the purple there. And again, like that springtime bee, luck, industriousness, sweet victory. Didn't I say they're lucky? Didn't I say they're like naturally a lucky person? That's exactly their energy. They are so lucky. And industriousness as well is like, they really like to get things done and to move and to like, this is the kind of person that could be really amazing at like building things themselves, or like engineering. They might be an engineer. They have like kind of an engineering brain or a building brain. They want to like build things themselves. They want to make things. They could be an architect for some of them, but I feel like it's more hands-on still. Like, they would need to fulfill some kind of thing of where they build something themselves. They build structures, they build gardens. I don't know. They're very like practical, and it's really attractive. I have to say, it's really attractive that they can do these things. It feels really epic in a way. Like, they're really good at building things. They might have knowledge as well that's like niche. They might know how to do blacksmithing or jewelry making or Um, they're an athlete of some kind. Yeah, they're very, like, in their body in some way and hands-on as well. I could easily see this person, like, just being able to build a house and make it look really cool. And it's like, how did you even do that? They're really good at channeling. They kinda, like, don't overthink things really much, and they just channel things a lot. And they're really lucky because of that. Whereas I feel like you can sometimes overthink, but I feel like they like that about you because it's different. It's kind of like opposites attract in a way. Okay, so let's get one for you in this relationship. Oh, we have the High Priestess. Yeah, very psychic. I think you have some kind of psychic gifts. Yeah, you have some kind of intuition, discernment, prescience, prophecy, vision. To this person, to your soulmate, you are like the High Priestess, and they think you're super magical. Like you have magic inside of you, and it's like amazing. It's super amazing. They can really see the magic in you, and they love that about you. Like it's so beautiful to them. You might actually do some kind of rituals or spells or intention settings or, you know, follow the different cycles, have altars. There's something maybe about the way you practice spirituality that this person finds really attractive. I think there's something you do, or you meditate, or you do, I don't know, chanting. There's something about your spirituality that this person really loves about you. They love that it's just naturally you and who you are. Okay, so I'm back after a little break, and I thought maybe we'll just get some more cards about this relationship. Let's see. On their side, wow, we have the dog. Loyalty, sincerity, and unconditional love. Wow. They are going to be a very loving person. And on your side, love. Wow. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Hawk omens and messages. Yeah. These are really positive omens for this relationship with this person. I mean, wow. This is some pure love. Yeah, with the South Node as well coming through with these two love cards, like it really is a very deep love. You're going to feel like you already know this person energetically, but you'll also get like, it really love the process of getting to know someone. I feel like there's something about you're going to get to know each other for the rest of your lives. Like there's going to be constantly things that you feel, I don't know, when you really enjoy the process of like getting to know someone and you kind of get these different sides of them revealed at different times. There's something here about you're kind of going to learn more about each other, the whole relationship, and kind of see different sides of each other and sort of be enamored and really enjoy the process of learning more things about one another. With the Cancer energy as well, this is a very safe relationship. I feel like you want to feel like each other's safe space. And Cancer energy is like quite sensitive, it's quite sensitive, it's quite intuitive. I feel like there's just a really loving, incredible energy around between you both. This is very, like, I can't believe what two love cards and unconditional love and love. Yeah. Okay, so also your love languages, so like unique love languages that you both have, I feel like is going to be a perfect match for one another. There's going to be a lot of romance in this relationship. I feel like you could have a very romantic, who like maybe wanting to celebrate every anniversary or kind of, I don't know, really holding the memories really close. Feeling like, yeah, you have a lot of history together is going to be one way that this relationship will feel really sacred. Like you'll feel the sacredness of this relationship kind of always when you're reflecting on the past is what I'm getting. Like when you're looking back and thinking, look at what we built together. This is the kind of relationship that, yeah, you might just build kind of an empire together over your lifetime. And there's going to be like a lot of nostalgia and positive memories and also just unique eras of your life together. Like I'm seeing a lot of change, a lot of adaptability, where you go through different eras. Maybe you live in many different countries together, or you have really distinctive different eras of your life. Some of you might be raising children and have a very loving home. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of memories, a lot of fondness for the past. Even some of you might actually remember past lives when you get together as well. You might activate your own past lives, or there may be memories of past lives present, or you might remember a past life with this person. That I could easily see that. This is a very mystical energy as well between you both, like a very high vibrational, loving, love and light kind of energy, but also very mystical, very psychic connection. Let's see a little bit more about what you love about each other. So, what do you love about them? Direction guardian, choose your path. They're very multi-talented, multifaceted. Feel like you love the fact that you're constantly getting to know who this person is. Because I think that you might be someone who might get bored easily, but this person, you never get bored with them. There's always some new side of them that you're seeing and finding out about, or they're like a very innovative person as well. So they're always working on themselves or doing new projects, doing new things. I feel like as well, this person, your soulmate, is like not afraid to go in their own direction in life. And I think you're going to really appreciate that about about them, and they're going to appreciate that about you, because I feel like you're both somewhat like rebellious or alternative, or like living ahead of your times or something like this. There's something about your consciousness level that I just feel like would stick out. I just think that it just would. Wherever you might be, I feel like your consciousness level would stick out. You definitely have really strong psychic gifts. Let's see what do they love most about you. Eagle, see from a higher perspective. Yeah, you're a seer. You're definitely a seer. You notice things. You also might have like an eagle eye where you notice things. You take notice of things other people just don't really notice. They don't really think about it, but you're noticing all these things. You're very observant. I feel like you do have psychic insights and psychic downloads, and this person really values that about you, and they really listen to what your intuition is and your psychic abilities. They really respect you for this. Like, they really see you as the high priestess, like a magical person. Like, they really see the magic in you, and they love your higher perspective. They love when you give your perspective, because they think that you're really wise with the voice of your soul as well. You really seem to know how to, wow, they think you're really amazing pretty much in every way, in every area of life, really. Um, they just love the way you are. They love the way you love, your style of love. They love that you're a high priestess. You have this discernment. You get prophecy. You see visions. You have a lot of wisdom. You're a channeler. You see from a higher perspective. You might have very high vibrational perspectives that a lot of people don't come across very often. And you're not afraid to sort of like say it how you see it. And you see a lot of things other people miss. You're very observant. You're very good at like reading people and reading energy. And I think your soulmate finds this like endlessly fascinating and curious. And also they think that it's magic, the way you can read energy and the way you read people. And you pick up on things about people, even if they don't tell you things, you still pick up on it. And you know things. I feel like this person would love to have you channel for them or do healings for them. That this your soulmate would love your healing energy, like anything that you offer to the world. I feel like they would love it. Like that maybe some of you might meet through your work or something, potentially as well. Like you putting yourself out there in some way. Because you do feel a little bit more introverted than this person, or shy, or like sensitive to energy than this person. This person's a little bit more, like the dog, like, there's a social aspect to to your soulmate. There's a social aspect to them. They seem a little bit more extroverted, and the sun sort of shines on them, and they're a bit more comfortable in their own skin. I feel like for you, you've had some kind of a journey around like being comfortable in your body, or maybe it's about being comfortable in like this density, this dimension that we're in, like, the density of Earth. I think that it doesn't really, I feel like you've had some process to adapt to it, and you really operate in those higher frequencies so much of the time. Whereas your soulmate feels really embodied in a really fun way. Like they really enjoy life. They're really embodied, like someone who works out all the time or does yoga, or they're just really present as well. And it makes them like really attractive, I have to say. They have a very attractive energy to the world. Like I feel like the world sees this soulmate as very attractive. And they also may just be really good with money, is the other thing I'm seeing with this person. Like I know I've said that kind of in a way, but I keep getting a very abundant energy with this person. Like they could just make so much money really effortlessly, or they might have been born into wealth, some of them, because they just seem to not have too much worries about money. Or they might even be someone who can like make money last. Like, people who like live out of their van and like surf, and they just travel around different places, different surf spots. Like for some of you it could be that, but for some of you this person will be a lot more, I don't know, maybe they're just really good in their career, so they make a lot of money and they're good at making a lot of money. Everyone's will be different. Yeah, see, I just realized this card was like out of shot a little bit. I feel like you're a little bit more secretive than this person. Your soulmate's a little bit more open, like with the dog energy. The dog energy is very open to people, open to new things. Whereas you're kind of giving me a lot more like cat energy, you know? You seem a little bit more introverted or picky or something. But yeah, I think that what you're gonna really love about this relationship is how much you feel honored to come into your own power, and they also will come into their own power as well. Like, you both help each other see each other's potential, and for you, I think this is really important because I think that some people might miss you sometimes, like whoever you are watching this, because you operate from a really high frequency perspective, that some people might kind of miss it and not really get it, not really click. And that might make you feel a little bit like unseen or like, that you don't really find your people or something. But this soulmate relationship is going to really help you kind of settle into yourself and settle into like who you are and what your energy is and really love yourself and love the world again, open your heart to the world again. This person is really going to restore your faith in humanity, this soulmate, because they have pure loving energy. Like, look at that dog energy. They have the purest energy from their heart, and they just love you and they love life, and it makes you fall in love with life as well. Yeah, but I do feel like there's something about this relationship which is also like pulling you out of hiding a little bit. Like, there's something about you is a bit more shy or like held back. And I feel like this person kind of helps you come out of your shell in some way and like really recognize that you're really cool or really beautiful or something, like something that you weren't fully seeing about yourself. And I think you're going to really enjoy that. It's going to feel like a gift. Like, this soulmate person seeing you the way they see you is a gift every single day because it helps to restore your own self-image and the way you see yourself and like how you can honor and love yourself more. Because being loved by somebody is very healing. Like, we don't have to have healed everything before we can receive love from someone. Like, I remember I talked about this with my psychotherapist who I saw for like 6 years when I was 18 to 24. I did so much deep therapy with her. She always said to me, "Is like, you don't have to," because there's a saying, it's like, love yourself first before you can love anyone else. And she was like, that's kind of true, but also like you can be loved on your path to loving yourself again. And that's also very healing. Like, you don't have to have fully healed yourself before you can receive love or accept love. And I feel like that's something that this relationship is going to teach you, is like, you don't have to be perfect to be loved. You don't have to be perfect and all these things that don't really matter when you're face to face with like a soulmate, that kind of level of connection. It's just, with that South Node, it's just undeniable. And I think it's going to heal a lot of insecurities for you. It's going to heal a lot of things. You're going to feel really comfortable around each other and really safe to like, yeah, let yourselves be sane and vulnerable. All right, so that is the end of your reading. If this resonated with you and you would like to check out more of my work, I have just released a new light language tape called Union Within. It's perfect for balancing masculine and feminine energies, for you can use it to help manifest and to help you receive love, especially self-love and healing. And yeah, I'll link it down below if you want to read more about it and see if it would be right for you. I definitely recommend it, especially if you are manifesting your soulmate. Also, if you're manifesting your soulmate, you might want to check out Open to Love. That's a beautiful heart chakra opening and it helps you magnetize in love. I'll link them below, sending you heaps of love and light. Hello, group 3. So this group I feel like is closer to a twin flame connection for some of you. Might resonate with that. Mirror Guardian feels very twin flame energy to me, but this is a very deep soul connection. This is your true counterpart. This person is your true counterpart. Like, they are the one. They are the masculine to your feminine, they are the feminine to your masculine. There's this perfect synastry between your energies, or symmetry. I'm not even sure what the word is. It's some magic that you guys share. It's like you're made of the same stuff. There's something about you that feels very like you're mirroring each other. You're the mirror image of each other. You might be the same soul group, like Arcturian or Pleiadian or whatever. Or there's some kind of like shared energy that you both have, maybe a similar mission or like similar, some of you might even look similar a little bit in appearance. I'm seeing as well for this union, you may actually choose to get legally married or to have, it's like, if you're like, I'm definitely not getting legally married, maybe it's like to have a ceremony or something. I'm seeing like a wedding. I'm seeing a traditional kind of wedding and people getting married, and there's like a sort of a gathering of people. Or you might choose to have your own like ceremony. That's something you do yourself. I'm just seeing for some reason there might be some kind of a ritual that you bring to this union, more so than just being together, living together, it feels like you might do some kind of a ritual, have a marriage of some kind of religion, or if your own spiritual kind of one, do some kind of ceremony. Yeah, feels very magical. But you will mirror each other a lot, like with this mirror guardian. That is a lot of mirroring. Like that is some intense energy with the mirror card. It's a very specific kind of energy that does feel very twin flame. This is the kind of relationship where you will grow to become the greatest version of yourself. You'll be the greatest possible version of yourself. This is completely destined. This is completely planned. This kind of a relationship will offer you deepest levels of growth and coming into your own self-actualization, enlightenment. This is the kind of energies I feel associated with a relationship of this sort of frequency. It feels really high vibrational. There's going to be enlightenment between you both. Like there is a very deep spiritual path here in this relationship. You've chosen it as a spiritual path, and you're going to be constantly balancing out each other's energies. And that's going to be a really interesting process, and one that at the beginning or at different times in your life may be harder than others. And then I'm also seeing you getting that balance right and it being like magic, the balance between both of your energies, it being like absolute magic. Okay, so let's roll the dice for you, the astro dice. We have Saturn in the 12th house in Sagittarius. Some of you, this might come to you later in life, or you might feel like there's some kind of a delay in partnering with this person. With Saturn's present, it might have felt quite harsh, or there is something about this relationship that matures you both as well. I think that you're forced into a high level of, well, not forced into it, that doesn't make it sound right, but in a way, the relationship coming together, it has effects that you didn't know would come from it. Like you didn't know, oh my gosh, I didn't know I would grow so much spiritually that I don't know, outgrew all these things in my life. And it's that kind of thing where you're gonna have such spiritual acceleration, such spiritual ascension that your whole life is gonna have to kind of get rearranged around you. And you're gonna be like, well, I didn't know this would have such reaching effects, but it's going to affect every part of your life, every part of you will be impacted by this relationship. And yeah, it will make you feel kind of like spiritually responsible, spiritually mature. Like with great power comes great responsibility. And I think this relationship will grant you great power. This is a very high level spiritual union. So let's get a card to see you in this relationship. So that's kind of them, but it's also just the energy of the relationship I was feeling. Let's see you in this relationship. Wow. So you're the sun. Amazing. Enjoy success and happiness. Wow, so you are really going to be like a sun in this person's life. You're going to bring a lot of warmth, clarity, illumination. Remember I said there's going to be enlightenment in this relationship? I feel like you are a very enlightened being already. Like you have a lot of light in you. Whoever you are watching this, you have so much light in you, and wow, this is really beautiful. You have a really beautiful light in you, and I'm just really taken by this light. It's so beautiful. I feel like this person's really going to be able to see your light, and you really bless the world with your light. Like you have a really special energy that you bring to the world. And I think you're going to really feel yourself, who you really truly are. You're going to be able to see yourself almost like see the mirror guarding. You're going to be able to see yourself reflected to you by this soulmate of yours because of the way that they can see you and they see you exactly as you are. Like if we could all just appear as like lights, that somehow these lights would like depict who we really are. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Like if you were just light, if your energy was just seen as light, like it's almost like the purest version of you. It's so hard to explain this, but it's really beautiful because I'm seeing so much light. And this person sees your light and they act as like a mirror so that you can see yourself. And you see yourself and you're like, wow, I never saw myself this way because no one else could see you quite like this person because they are like your mirror image. They are your counterpart. They are your true divine counterpart. So they see you because your missions are entwined. This is a very entwined kind of energy. Like your missions are entwined. You already have kind of like a co-design for your mission where it very heavily relates to ascension through relationship with a high level divine counterpart twin flame kind of thing, because that is what you've taken on. That's your destiny. That's your soul's intention for this lifetime. And with the 12th house, that is also past lives and dreams, like the dream state. This feels like a very kind of dreamy energy as I tune in. It's very dreamy. It's almost like trippy, especially with the mirror guardian, because just as much as they are a mirror for you, you are a mirror, they are a mirror for you, but you act as a mirror for them. Like you both have this effect on each other that I was describing, where you both see each other for who you really are. And that activates something in you both of really being seen, really, really being seen. And that actually sets you free in some way. And it shifts a lot of things for you. I feel like both of you might even feel like you've met before. And I'm actually getting that some of you might have met it through dreams. When you were younger, before you came into contact with this person, I feel like you've met them through dreams in some way. Okay, so let's get a couple more cards and see what's going on with this person in this relationship. Who are they in this relationship, Spirit? They are fear. Interesting. And who are you in this relationship? Who are you? You are communication. Yeah, I feel like you're very open and honest and authentic when you're around this person, and that makes you feel really good. Back of the deck, we have the novice. Innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. You're going to be experiencing a lot of new things with this person. It's going to bring a lot of change into your life when you meet this person. If you haven't met them already, if you have met them, you already know about it. But things will change when you meet this person. It is undeniable. Like they're almost like an earthquake will go off around the world. It feels like that kind of level of spiritual energy. It's almost like a spiritual earthquake where there just sets off these ripple effects, this like huge cosmic, seismic shift kind of vibes. Wow, it feels like a really big deal. This person, interesting. They're showing up as fear. I feel like they don't. I feel like they both do and don't have fear. I mean, all of us do, right? To some extent. I mean, I don't know if we all do, but it's common. It's a common experience. I feel like there's something where they both do and don't feel fear. I'm feeling both sides of them. I'm feeling the side of them that doesn't feel fear, and they're actually really fearless in the way that they live. They're adventurous. They take risks. This person definitely is a risk taker. They are the kind of person that can take a risk and it really pays off though in like massive ways. I feel like they're very independent. They kind of follow their own path and they're fearless in that way. But I do feel like this person does have some deep fears, and it could be like fears that show up in their dreams or in their sleep in some way with the 12th house that are very like deeply subconscious. They might have some kind of paranoia or I don't know, just a fear around safety or something very specific. But they're also showing me like the ways in which they are not fearless. They're not fearless. The ways in which they are fearless and they are able to live with courage and authenticity. And they're a very authentic person. I feel like with the Sagittarius energy there, they might be quite blunt and like truth telling and not really sugarcoat things. But they're also quite charming as well. I feel like they're someone who asks endless questions of life and they want the answers to life. And they're very adventurous. They always need new stimuli, new adventures, new environments, new landscapes to explore. I feel like they're very deeply connected to nature and they really love nature. Um, There's someone that on the surface you would think is quite sure of themselves, I feel like with the fear card. It's almost like people would look at them and they don't feel like this person presents as very confident, very sure of themselves. Sometimes I feel like people don't understand their confidence, but this person is like wired differently than the rest of the world in a way, and that makes them really genius. Like this person is different, but they are really genius in themselves. Like this person could be a literal genius. I don't know why it makes me feel funny, but it's like I really feel like this person is very highly intelligent. This soulmate of yours, like really, really smart. And they feel very unique as well. You know how like true geniuses are like super original thinkers? They always like think, they invent things themselves. They think of their own, they're very free in their mind. And that's the kind of energy I feel from your soulmate. It's like they're very free in their mind. They're very free in their beliefs and their thoughts. They're very open-minded, but also have really strong beliefs at the same time. But they're very like searching for ultimate alignment and ultimate truth. And I feel like, yeah, something about your relationship together, it does create an enlightening effect on you both. Like it enlightens you both. I guess the mirror guardian as well. This person, actually, you know what? This person, this soulmate person, I feel like they have a deeply triggering effect on the world. They trigger people. They might trigger fear in people in some way. And I feel like you have this effect on the world as well, where you trigger people as well, but yours is different to this person. I feel like you trigger you like the person watching this video. I feel like you would trigger people like because you have so much light and so much sunny, warm, beautiful energy that people would be jealous or people would be comparing or people would kind of want to pull you down in some way and see you fail. But this person, your soulmate, has even more of a triggering effect because this person acts as a mirror to all people and they can't help it. They trigger people's deep shadow energies. And sometimes people have really big reactions to this person. They might be like really triggered, or this could have also happened to you as well because you both do mirror each other. So take vice versa as well if it resonates for you. But I was feeling an energy here of people being triggered by the fact that you or this person or both of you represent something that is like futuristic, that is from a higher dimensional consciousness than the collective consciousness is at. So it's like somehow it triggers the collective consciousness, your existence or your relationship or your mission or something you do or something. I don't know what it is about you guys, but it triggers something kind of deep in the collective consciousness, like some kind of fear response. And one or both of you in particular are mirrors. Like I'm feeling could be your soulmate, but take it vice versa as well. That you have a mirroring energy that is like kind of ridiculous. And I feel like, especially when you're both together as well, it's even more enhanced. It mirrors things to people. And this is like sort of part of how you are meant to be a light worker and an empath. Like you're meant to kind of do that through mirroring people and showing them like stuff about their shadow. So like you might be just placed to be a bit of a disruptor, a bit of a triggering force because it still helps to enlighten and it still helps to raise consciousness. But it might also be a bit of a turbulent ride at times if you go around triggering people all the time because it's like, oh my God, people react in all these different ways to you or to you both or to your relationship or something like this. But you are triggering people in order to raise consciousness. So that's just what I'm feeling. Okay. So yeah, you're going to have a lot of new experiences together. I feel like this person will definitely take you on adventures. They're going to like the fact that you're really open to new things and to trying new things. You have also an innocence in your energy that I feel like your person finds really endearing and beautiful. I feel like your soulmate might become really obsessed with you a little bit or infatuated with you, especially maybe when they first meet you. There's something about you that's very mesmerizing to them, like hypnotic even. You have a very mesmerizing energy to them, especially maybe if you talk or I don't know, communication could really be any kind of creative self-expression as well. Like if you do any kind of art form, they absolutely love that. And they love the way that you express yourself. They think that you're a really beautiful artist. That's coming through really strong. I think you also both appreciate each other's originality. You're both super original, independent thinkers. You are, yeah, very like unique. No one else is like you. You know, you're not like anybody else. And I think that you both really appreciate that. I think you have a very strong way of communicating. You have a very beautiful way of communicating, the way you talk. They find that very mesmerizing. Just hearing you talking about your day, or maybe you channel, or maybe you write. I don't know. It could be anything that you do that communicates yourself with the world, that communicates your soul's energy with the world. Whatever it is that you do that communicates that, they love this. Even the way you walk, it's a communication of your soul's energy with the world. And they love the way you walk, or I don't know, they just love like the color of your hair. There's just something about them that's very mesmerized with you and with your energy and with your presence. They feel like you're a very strong presence in the world, especially in their world, I guess. But they see something about your strength as well with the sun. Like you're very strong, you're very stable, you shine every single day, no matter what, no matter, even if there's a bit of rain, you're still there. There's something about your energy that's very constant, it's very reliable, it's very responsible, it's very stable. And this person finds that really comforting because I think for some reason they didn't have this level of stability or this level of being loved or consistency of love and light being available from someone. They've never experienced that before. For some reason, I'm feeling that with the fear card, like they've had some kind of instability in their childhood or some kind of lack in their life that made them feel a lot of fear. And they might have gone through some really tough things. And I feel like something to do with instability or moving around a lot. Maybe they moved a lot of places. But they find your energy very strong and very stable and very grounding in a way, and very, yeah, very anchoring. Like, it's very anchoring. It's very, feels really safe, just like the sun, how much we need the sun. Do you know what I mean? And also the sun as well, it feels magical. It definitely has codes in it. So I feel like this person feels like you have codes. Wow, they really look up to you. They really admire you, actually. Let's get a few more cards here. So, what are you going to love most about this person? Mountains, stand your ground. Interesting. And what are they going to love the most about you? Broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Interesting. We have the moon here. Let's get one more. High priest, intend and create. Interesting. I feel like you're a bit of a warrior here with the broken arrow and embrace the energy of peace, but then the high priest, intend and create. Like, I don't know, you have some kind of warrior energy. This person really thinks you have a lot of strength. You have some kind of particular strength, courage, or warrior energy that this person finds very attractive. They very admire you. There's a lot of respect, admiration, like looking up to you, thinking you're someone of really pure heart, pure light, pure energy, pure intention, that you're very gifted and talented, especially with something to do with communication, especially with something to do with your voice. You might be a channeler, you might be an artist of some kind, a writer. You have some gift that they find mesmerizing, and they think that you are just so good at it. Like, they think you're one of the best at your craft or at your art or something. They see you as really, really talented and also really capable. Like, there's something about your dependability or your reliability. You know, when you just feel like you can rely on someone and you're like, yeah, I just know this person would be there for me or they would show up for me. It's a really nice feeling, you know, and I feel like that your soulmate in particular, with the fear card and the moon card and stuff, I just feel like they've gone through some kind of like instability in their life. You know how the moon energy is constantly changing, right? We're constantly cycling through from the new moon to the full moon, and then it continues. And then the sun energy, contrasting that, the sun is just the same. Like, sure, we have different seasons like winter and summer, and there's the polar night and the polar day when you get up into the Arctic Circle, and those kinds of things which change. But really, the sun is the sun, you know? The moon is like, who knows? There's going to be light some nights, there's going to be no light another night. It's on the new moon. That's the kind of energy I'm feeling with this person. They've dealt with some kind of instability in their life where it's like sometimes there was light, sometimes there wasn't. It could be to do with like a mother figure with the moon, or just being cared for, like some kind of childhood experience that was, I don't know, they've had to, this person, like your soulmates, had to work for grounding themselves, but they've never let it really hold them back that much. Like, that's what I meant about with the fear card. Like, they're really not disempowered. They're really, really empowered person, and they've definitely made their way in life with mountains. Like, I feel like this person could have made a lot of success, like, or they will build something, or one of you is going to build something that makes a lot of money, is what I'm feeling. But with the mountains, stand your ground on your person's side, like, they have overcome maybe some kind of childhood situation that was really unstable, and they have come and they have built their own stability. They're really independent person. They're really like, I'm just going to build my own way in life. Like, I'm not going to rely upon anyone else. I'm not going to need anyone else. I feel like you're one of the only people they've ever felt like they can rely on. And that's why it's such a big deal that you're showing up in the energy field. Like, they're showing me how reliable you are, how dependable you are, how responsible you are, how honest you are, how loyal you are, that kind of energy. And that really made them feel safe to bond with you and have this shared partnership with you, because they have been let down so many times. They have been abandoned so many times. They have had things go through really deep stuff a lot of times. Like, this person, yeah, they're showing me a lot of stuff. And they've always made it through, you know, they've always been able to rise through and to make it through. And they actually are very successful, especially I think by the time you meet this person, I think they've built themselves some kind of career. They're making really good money. I think this person could easily be a high paying job, or build their own business, or be an entrepreneur, or I don't know, they come from wealth. So they've got a lot of money available to themselves. That's what it feels like to me. They've built a lot of stability for themselves, and they're very, very hardworking as well. I feel like with this broken arrow card for you on your side, like, your person is showing me how you don't fight or you don't like get angry very easily. You seem very gentle in your energy, or very forgiving, very loving, very soft. And I feel like this is something that makes this person feel really safe. They feel like they maybe, I don't know, there's some kind of contrast there a little bit, because you're showing up sort of as the sun and they're showing up sort of as the moon, right? Their moon's on their side, the sun's on your side. So there's something about this very different energies. Like you have the daylight energy, they have the moonlight energy. But it could be vice versa, because with the mirror guardian being kind of your relationship energy, there's so much mirroring going on here. There's so much vice versa. Like you have it, they have it, they have it, you have it, you both have it, one of you has it. It's just a lot of mirroring. So yeah, but I do feel like a real gentleness in your heart, a real loving energy in your heart. But you, with the high priest as well, like you will stand up for something if you feel that it's right. You have a lot of integrity, you have a lot of strength, but you also know when to also let something go, when to like really not say anything, or not, we don't need to state our beliefs all the time. Like there's something about you that has a quiet kind of confidence and a sort of quiet intelligence as well. But you also know when to stand up for things. And I feel like this person feels like you have a really good judge of character, or you have a really good judge of situations. You're really good at kind of reading things and knowing like when do you push for something, when do you kind of just surrender and let go, Yeah, it's kind of like the high priest, intend and create. Like when do you push, try to create something, and then the broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. When do you surrender? Be like, whatever, I'm going to surrender. I'm going to rest for a day, or I'm going to try again another time, or I'm going to, whatever surrender means in that moment. I feel like you are really good at intuiting, like, do I need to be in my masculine? Do I need to be in my feminine? Do I need to intend and create? Or do I need to embrace the energy of peace and rest and surrender something? You're really good at knowing that intuitively. You kind of just do it. And you're good also at communicating with spirit and with your faith to kind of define, like, do I surrender or do I keep pushing? I feel like this person really trusts in your judgment. Is they think you're a really good judge of people and character and situation and energy, and you're really good at communicating with spirit as well. I feel like maybe they feel a little bit more cut off from spirit than you. I feel like you might have a little bit more, I don't know, of a communication channel with spirit for some reason, or your gifts, your third eye might be a bit more open. This person's still very deeply spiritual, and they're really intuitive as well. This person who your soulmate is, or your twin flame, they're very intuitive. Like they're very gifted intuitively. But you have a better time communicating directly with spirit, or communicating directly and maybe interpreting dreams, or interpreting omens or signs or animal totems, those kinds of things. Yeah, you seem just more like a direct channeler. But you're both very spiritual, that's for sure. And you'll both learn a lot from each other spiritually as well. All right, that's all we have time for your reading. But thank you so much for spending time with me today. And if you did resonate and would like to check out more of my work, I have just released the Union Within Light Language Tape, which is a beautiful, perfect balancing of masculine and feminine energies. And it's a self-love tape. It's really beautiful for self-love, generating a very balanced, peaceful, calm kind of energy. So if you'd like to read more about it, I'll link it in the description box below. And if you are looking to manifest soulmate right now, relationship, kind of love, or more love in your heart, I would also recommend the Open to Love Light Language Tape, which is a deep heart chakra healing, which could really help with any manifestations to do with love. So thank you so much for supporting my work, and I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.